Now, give 1 minute and we'll get started. Hi, let's go. Namaste everyone, welcome to Hindi University. Really excited to have all of you this Sunday. As you know, my name is Ashutosh and we meet every Sunday 8 a.m. US Pacific time, which is time on the west coast of the US, and we need to learn about the Hindi language. For those of you who are completely new to Hindi University, you can learn more about us by going to our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Hindi University. You can also go to our website, which is hindiuniversity.org, and you'll find out all the details about HU, how it started, the Sunday classes, and all the practice sessions that we have. Here's a little bit of information in case if you are joining HU for the first time. I know folks are joining from Facebook as well, so it's a little bit of information for you. If you want to join the Sunday classes, no prereq is required. You can join regardless of your current Hindi level, and you can just use the Zoom link or the meeting ID to join the Sunday classes. You can also enroll in HU using this WhatsApp group. This one, it's an initial group. Once you sort of share your current level and a little bit of why you're interested, we will enroll you into the right platforms such as Discord and the other channels that we have. Okay. As you all know, like this year we've been following two books thoroughly. One is Pingu Learns Hindi, which is a book by Hindi University, and the second one is Elementary Hindi by Professor Richard Delacy and Professor Sudha Joshi. Richard Delacy is also a Hindi professor at the Harvard University. So today we'll continue on the elementary Hindi on chapter 24. Okay, as you all know, the classes are pretty sort of incremental, as in as we make progress, we'll continue to increase the complexity of the Hindi sentences. But at the same time, feel free to take a pause if you have questions. We want to make sure that we go and brush up the earlier topics as well, right? So that's always a good thing to do. Okay. Before I go further and jump directly into the language, Peterji, you want to do quickly? I'm going to make you co-host, Peterji, and as you all know that we continue to encourage everyone to host practice sessions, and that's the main thing about HU, that like over the period of time we've had so many practice sessions where regardless of your level, some people just take initiative and they start hosting the classes. And host doesn't mean you have to be completely expert in the field. It just means like in addition to your your day-to-day work that you do, you're just taking on some more time, like half an hour to an hour, right? I mean, you are trying to bring people together and go over a particular topic together. Okay, so Peterji will be hosting this the practice session. So I'm just made you co-host, Peterji. Feel free to sort of like talk about it. I'm going to briefly put us add you onto the spotlight so you can talk about that. All right, Peterji.
Okay. Namaste, Ashuji. Namaste, sab log. I'm Peter from the US, Stamford, Connecticut. And I recently finished hosting the Pingu Learns Hindi America session, which wrapped up a few weeks ago, and wanted to continue on and do something else. So I know APAC has Pingu Kebad, and we're going to do something sort of like that. We're calling it Pingu's Conversations. And the basic idea is it's going to be somewhat collaborative, so not we won't be filing a book or a specific thing, and it won't just be me doing it. It'll be like everybody helping out. But the idea is that a lot of us have had the experience of we're studying, we're learning the grammar. Yeah, we can decode a sentence. It takes about a half a minute. And by that time the conversation has gone on and we haven't been able to respond, and then it takes us another half a minute to figure out what we want to say. So what I was thinking is we really want to practice conversations and topical conversation areas. So the idea, and we'll probably start with some review just to kind of get everybody to the same place, but once we kind of get into it, the idea would be we'll come up with conversational scenarios. Like perhaps it's you're meeting the relatives and you're talking about family, like this one's in school, what are they studying, that sort of thing. or we're at the market and we're talking about what we want to buy, or we're planning the day and we're talking about, well, where are we going to go? What time do we need to be there? Who are we going to meet for lunch? Oh, did you forget your phone? Things like that. So we'll come up with scenarios and we'll work as a group to come up with the conversations in English. And then we'll turn those into Hindi with like lots of different branches. Like maybe the conversation goes this way, maybe the conversation goes that way. And then we'll practice the conversations and we'll try to get up to full speed so that we can have the conversation at fairly full speed with the participants able to, respond based on what the other person said, right? So that's the idea. In practice, we'll see how it works out. But I'm hoping that will improve. I mean, I'm doing it for myself, but also for anyone else who joins. I'm certainly hoping it will improve my ability to understand what's being said to me quickly enough to respond and to respond at least somewhat appropriately in a conversation. So that's the idea. And hopefully this would supplement any grammar studies you're doing. I'm in a few different classes. So yeah, I don't recommend this as an alternative to learning the grammar, but just something to add on.
This is amazing. Thank you so much. Do you have decided the time and the day yet, or are you still working on?
Yes, well, we decided on Wednesday and 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's, dinner time, or maybe just at dinner time, Europe, I guess, although probably too early for dinner for a lot of folks. But I think it's like 6 or 7, depending if you're in London or Europe or maybe further away. For the US, it's 1 o'clock or 12 o'clock for Eastern and Central, so it's a lunchtime. West Coast, is definitely doable. It'll be like either 10 a.m. or 11 a.m., depending on where you are. So it's a mid-morning. And obviously, people can join from anywhere, whatever time works. But it'll be 1 p.m. Wednesday, starting October 2nd.
I see. Okay, October 2nd. Okay, so about 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, 2, 3 weeks. And I think Sheila G has already put it up on the calendar, yes. And I'm sure Cleo will, if she hasn't already, I'm sure Cleo will be putting it into the Discord shortly. And I'll probably come by, visit the session, the class, the Sunday
Oh,
before, just to remind
yeah,
everybody.
perfect.
And we can
Perfect. And again, just to kind of recap what Peter ji mentioned, like, if you go to hindiuniversity.org in general, you should be able to see the calendar and what are the upcoming practice sessions. And then I definitely encourage everyone to be on Discord, because this is where, before the class or the practice sessions, you will see what is happening on that particular day. And you can get the link to join the practice sessions as well. So you don't have to memorize anything, it's just there for you. Thank you so much, Peter ji. Anyone has any question for Peter ji? Briefly, you can ask, and then while he's with us. Everyone good?
I have a question.
Please go ahead.
How high is the level of the conversation?
Well, it's meant to be a follow-up to Pingu Learns Hindi, so it cannot be too advanced. But that said, one of the things I'm hoping to do is just quickly run through the different predicates. The predicates would be the different conjugations of verbs, and not so much to teach them because they're taught in other classes, and some of them can be a little tricky to learn, as I'm finding out. But just for recognition, so we might start out by doing just a quick run through of the conjugational tenses, so you can kind of recognize them when you see them a little bit. And I think for conversations, it's if you keep it too low of a level, then you really can't talk to anyone realistically, because they're going to say things using more advanced, I guess you would say, more advanced conjugation. So it's good to at least hear it enough that you're not totally thrown by it. But yeah, it's a post-Pingu Learns Hindi course, so it's roughly there.
Awesome, awesome. But thank you so much, Peter ji, for coming over and sharing, and then first of all taking initiative about starting the, practice session. Thank you.
Namaste. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
So now we'll go back to the class, and as I was talking to you in the last 2 classes, if you guys remember, we spoke about Hindi participles and how some of the grammatical concepts, even though they are originally they may be verb, but they can be used as different parts of speech, such as like adjectives and adverbs. So if you guys recall, we started with simple example. When you say the boy is smiling, in this sentence, smile is a verb. Okay, it's used in present continuous tense. A boy is smiling, लड़का मुस्कुरा रहा है. Okay, the same sentence, if it is written in a different manner, the smiling boy. In this case, smiling is no longer a verb. It is describing the boy. It is describing the noun, right? So it is used not as a verb but as an adjective. Okay, so that's the notion we spoke about, where some of the concepts, they can be used as other parts of speech, right? And that's similarly, while it is used as an adjective, it can also be used as an adverb, which is basically giving more information about the verb. Like it is telling you about the manner in which the boy is speaking, okay, or in the circumstances or the condition how the boy is speaking. Okay, so we discussed that as well, right? We discussed like how when the words, they describe how, when, where, and to what extent. It's basically the adverbs. So we learned in the previous class how the verbs can be modified in such a way that they're describing these things, and they're used as an adverbs. So we'll just do a quick recap, and I'm going to run through it because some of the questions at the end of the class is like, how do I know whether it is used as an adjective or as an adverb, right? So we just do this quick quiz before we jump into the other use cases of the adverbs. Okay, so this is like in front of you. You, on the first column, you will see the verb, which is the infinitive form of the verb, and then on the other two columns you will see two basic sentences. I didn't write a translation of it. I would rather you guys do the translation as we work together, but you will see the difference, and the contrast is pretty clear. One sentence you will see how it is describing the noun. In the other one you will see how it is describing or giving more information about the verb. Okay, so I'm gonna ask some of you, look at it, familiarize yourself. Sebastian ji, you are the first one in today's class, so first one, read it.
Hasna chulaf
Mhm.
hasta hua bacha. That would be the laughing boy, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And vo haste hue bola. I
Mhm.
think it's he spoke while he was laughing, something like that.
Okay. Haste hue bola. Is it telling you about how? Well, वह bola would be what? If it is,
Something related to speak. I don't know if it is present.
yeah, it's in the past tense. वह is he, and bola would be bolna, the past tense. So it would be
Okay. He spoke.
very good. He spoke. हंसते हुए बोला. How did he speak, basically? The manner, right?
Laughing.
Yeah. He spoke laughing. I mean, while he was laughing, basically, right? So the manner, it is describing the manner in which he spoke, right?
Yes.
Versus here, you are describing the boy, hasta hua bachcha, the quality of a boy. So in this case, it is used as an
Adjective or
very good. And this one, second one, it is used as an
adverb.
very good. There you go, right? So Shiraji, hope it gives you sort of contrast. I know in the end of previous class you spoke about like, compare and contrast. So here it is, right? So next one, we'll quickly make some more sort of like Meena ji, why don't you take this one, second one? Okay.
Walk, chalna. Okay. चलता हुआ आदमी. The walking man. वह चलते हुए गा रहा था. Is it present tense? I'm really confused.
Past continuous.
Past, okay. He sang while walking.
Okay, past continuous. So
He kept singing
Ah,
while walking.
yes, he was singing while walking. Okay.
He was singing,
Chaltawadi.
sorry. He was
Yeah,
singing while walking.
very good.
Okay.
Chaltawadi, the Burning Man is a thing here in the US, right? So, I mean, so it's like Jaltawadi, if you were to just translate into the Burning Man, right? I mean, so again, like, it's describing the noun versus,
Now,
modifying the verb. Okay, we'll do next one. Let's see. If anyone wants to do it, you feel free to raise your hand also. Otherwise, I just randomly, pick
I
and
can
choose.
do it if you wanna.
Yes, let's do that. Sunny,
Okay.
next one.
Sochna means to think. Sochta hua insan means the thinking human. And wo sochte hue bol raha tha. While thinking, he was speaking.
That's right. While thinking, he was speaking. वह सोचते हुए बोल रहा था. Again, it's like the use case. We'll be spending more time on today's class also, right? I mean, where the subject or the object is doing an action parallel to the main verb. Okay, so we will do this use case more today. Okay, let's see. Risha ji, you want to do the next one?
Fiona,
Yes.
to play. I just got back here, so I just have to read it out. Yeah. खेलते हुए बच्चे
Mm-hmm.
and बच्चे खेलते हुए थक गए.
Mm-hmm.
So the children are playing, and the child played till he got tired.
Okay, this one, what did you say about this one? खेलते हुए बच्चे.
हुए बच्चे. Child that is playing. The children that is playing.
Okay. Yeah, the playing children basically is describing the kids basically,
Yeah,
right?
the playing.
Yeah. And the next one is, what did you say? बच्चे खेलते
Play
हुए.
till they got tired.
Okay, that's good. Awesome. Rita ji, you want to do the last one?
The scared boy,
Mm-hmm.
and then the boy was speaking scared.
Okay.
Scared while speaking.
Okay, लड़का डरते हुए बोला. Okay, लड़का डरते हुए बोला. The boy was speaking fearfully. Okay, the manner in which the boy was speaking. Can anyone tell?
I missed last week's class, so
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. This one, can anyone tell? It is डरता हुआ लड़का. What if it was डरा हुआ लड़का? What is the difference between डरता हुआ लड़का and डरा हुआ लड़का? Like right now, it is डरता हुआ लड़का.
The one who's afraid.
Okay. And what is? So the only difference is like डरता versus डरा. I'll give you a hint.
Be frightened versus being scared. To be afraid versus being scared.
But very good, right? So this is basically think in the lines of what kind of participle it is. हंसता, चलता, सोचता, खेलता, खेलते, डरता. What kind of participle it is?
He's frightened right now.
Yeah, he's currently frightened versus like, so first one is imperfective participle where the action is still happening, it's not done yet. Okay, versus the second scenario, perfective participle, where the action is already completed, right? So like a fallen tree, which gira hua ped, versus a tree that is falling, girta hua ped versus gira hua ped, right? When you talk about gira hua ped, that means the tree has already fallen, the action is already completed, it is moved from state to do different state altogether, already it's done. When you say डरता हुआ लड़का, that means he's currently, it's afraid. डरता हुआ लड़का versus डरा, that is already afraid, right? डरता. So hopefully it makes sense. We didn't spend too much time, at least in this.
Sorry, Ashuji.
Yes.
Would you give an example for Dara Hua Ladka as how it forms in a sentence, please?
Like, so
The whole
let's say, let's say a boy is walking on the street, he saw something bad. Okay, already in that state, and you know when you met him and when you're describing like मैंने इस लड़के को देखा, लड़का बहुत डरा हुआ था, right? You know, versus, you know, now in a day-to-day language it's hard to tell, like, you know, you let's say you're watching a horror movie, right, and you are in the state of, like, you know, it's not like you're done basically, you know, you that anticipation is, like, you know, it's there, right? So that's why it's like darta hua is like it's in the process, or currently action is currently happening, versus already you know, done. On a day-to-day basis, to conceptually understand it, on a day-to-day basis you will use that more, which is dara hua ladka, because how do you describe like this particular verb which is in motion? Like, you know, you don't get afraid in sort of like, you know, in a continuous manner, right? I don't know if it helped, Nandini ji, but yes, it's basically, it's hard to come up with an example or the first case, like in the real time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You can use it in a way, hold all together, like डरता हुआ लड़का, you know, माँ के पास गया. How about that? Right? So the boy went to the mom while being afraid. डरता हुआ लड़का माँ के पास गया. Right? So maybe that will sort of give you more clues that, you know.
Darta hua seems clearer, you know.
Yeah.
It's
डरा हुआ is
describing the current word. Just a dara hua it seems to be harder.
Yeah, वो बहुत डरा हुआ था. He was very, like, वो बहुत डरा हुआ था. You can say, like, let's say,
Because there's Gaya as well. That's why it's confusing. Where is Dar Gaya or Dar Hua?
okay, so डर गया.
Sorry,
Okay.
maybe I'm changing the topic. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You know it, right? I mean, it's like when you said डर गया, you were using two verbs, right? So that means, like, you know, you डरना and जाना, right? So then you becoming in the compound verb. But good question. If anyone has any more sort of thoughts, feel free to share it. All right, so we'll go to the next cases. This was kind of a quick brush up of, like, you know, you took a verb, you use it both as an adjective as well as, like, you know, adverb. And what we did was we took the imperfective participle form, you know, and we used that with the hona, okay, hasta hua or haste hue, right? So now we'll do the new use case of using it as an adverb. And in this one, the theme there is where any action, it runs parallel to the main verb. Okay, subject or object, they are doing an action in parallel to the main verb. Okay, now imagine you have a sentence like I made a coffee. You can use it a compound verb to make, or you can just make, you know, banana. You can use that verb. Either way is fine. This is your main sentence. I made a coffee. I want all of you to participate, and you can use the Zoom chat to tell me how will you say the sentence. I made a coffee. You can use verb banana, or you can use to make, or you can use banana plus lena if you want to use a compound word. Either way is fine. Start with that. Awesome. Coffee, yeah, question was like coffee is considered feminine. Okay, and regardless, because it's past tense, you're not going to go by subject or the gender of the subject, you will go by the gender of the object. Okay. Okay, so most of you got it right. Austin G, what did you say? I made a coffee.
मैंने कॉफी बनाई.
मैंने कॉफी बनाई. Okay, now imagine this is your main verb. Now you are doing an action in parallel, okay, to this main verb. Let's say you want to do the like under the conditions, like you're describing under which conditions you did this main action, right? So you want to describe a particular circumstances. So let's say you want to say while talking to my friend, you want to add this part while talking to while talking with my friend or to my friend, I made coffee. Okay, you can naturally see that there is while talking is being used. Okay, part of you may think is it a verb, but you are not using it as a verb, you are trying to describe the circumstances. So you want to use that verb as an adverb. Okay, so you want to use it like the way we converted in the previous class. So what is to talk? Austin ji, what is very good. Bolna. Okay. What is, how do you change it to an adverb?
बोलते हुए.
Very good. Bolte hue. Okay. Let's say you don't worry about talking to my friends. You just want to say while talking, I made a coffee.
मैंने बोलते हुए कॉफी बनाई.
Very good. Right. So I'm going to erase it. I'm going to write it down so everyone can follow it. So you said मैंने. Initially we wrote मैंने coffee बनाई. All you did was added the adverb here. मैंने बोलते हुए कॉफी बनाई. Okay. Now किससे बोलते हुए? Who were you talking?
मैंने अपने दोस्त को बोलते हुए कॉफी बनाई.
अपने दोस्तों.
और दोस्त से.
Very good. अपने friends. Okay. If plural, let's say. मैंने
अपने
अपने
दोस्तों से.
बोलते हुए कॉफी बनाई. मैंने अपने दोस्तों से बोलते हुए कॉफी बनाई. Okay, I just change it like this, but this is, you say this one first and then this one later. मैंने अपने दोस्तों से बोलते हुए कॉफी बनाई. Any questions, anyone?
Yeah, why
Is that one
does
friend or many
Yeah.
friends?
Friends. That's why it is.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
If it is one friend, मैंने अपने दोस्त से बोलते हुए कॉफी बनाई. Yeah, and there was one more question, I think.
Asuji, would that be doston? Should be
Yes.
a nasalization there.
Yeah, there is a nasalized sound there. दोस्तों.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyone? Any other thoughts, comments? I think the question.
Ashuji,
Yes.
just a quick one. Last week we did like bolte, so double we used.
Yeah.
So in the sentence, whether we use once or repeat it makes no difference.
Yeah, exactly same thing. You can say the same thing. So the point is, can I say?
Yeah.
First one is मैंने.
बोलते.
Yeah. मैंने अपने दोस्तों से बोलते कॉफी बनाई. You can say that.
Okay.
Or you can say मैंने दोस्त से बात करते कॉफी बनाई.
So it's okay. There's no rule. We can double it or not.
That's right. You can do that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
And Asuji, would co be okay with it? Instead of say there, do you have to use say?
So दोस्तों को बोलते.
Yeah.
So दोस्तों को, like, who would like to answer that one? Let's see.
You talk with your friend, you don't talk down to your friend. I think you make conversation. You don't give instruction, you're actually talking.
So
as in mutually talking.
If they are receiving something, if they are the recipient of the story, let's say, okay,
then it'll be go. Yeah,
that's right. So let's say if they are receiving something, like मैंने दोस्तों को कहानी सुनाते सुनाते कॉफी बनाई. दोस्तों को कहानी स्टोरी दोस्तों को स्टोरी सुनाते हुए कॉफी बनाई. Right? So, but in this case, if you're just having a conversation, right, then it's say. But if let's say they're also tasting the coffee. Okay, दोस्तों को coffee taste करा. I mean, again, दोस्तों को. Let me write another sentence. Makes sense.
I really think it's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street when we are talking, and that's why it's say you talk with somebody literally in Hindi.
Yes,
You
yes,
don't talk
okay, yeah.
down to them. If you're giving
Yeah.
instruction, you're talking down one way, and so it can be cool.
But
But
how about if
whereas
it was
here,
how about if it was a third party thing, like I told a story to my friend?
Yeah.
Then
it's
co would
it's
work. I told the story to my friend. You're telling someone else that you told your friend a story.
It's cool.
So in this case, you are मैंने.
you're narrating rather than having conversation.
Yeah.
So the
Okay,
same.
I get it. I get it.
So how would you? Okay, you want me to write down and how will you say your sentence in Hindi? Or this is fine.
मैंने बोलते हुए से कॉफी बनाए.
Okay.
बनाई.
Okay. I think yeah. So मैंने अपने दोस्तों से बोलते बोलते कॉफी बनाई. Okay. We'll come to co in case if people have more questions. But what I want to do is I want to keep this base sentence as it is. मैंने कॉफी बनाई. Instead of this part, let's just change it. Only work on just this piece. So we will try to look for other ways, other things that the person is doing in parallel, while the main thing is still coffee banai. So let's say I already gave you example of let's say while working you have this one. While working, I made coffee. Okay, all of you can write it down. While working. While working, I made a coffee. Okay, Kiraji, you want to work on this one? While working.
मैंने काम करते हुए कॉफी बनाई.
Very good. Awesome. You can say मैंने काम करते हुए कॉफी बनाई, और you can say मैंने काम करते करते कॉफी बनाई. Awesome. Okay. Let's pick up the next. You want to say while watching TV. Someone who's not done before. While watching TV. Tom ji, you want to do this one? While watching TV. Yeah.
Yes, please, my friend. मैंने television is to watch Parna, Ashuji.
To watch is देखना.
Sorry. So देखते coffee बनाई.
मैंने टीवी देखते देखते मैंने टीवी देखते देखते कॉफी बनाई. Okay. Let's do some more. Let's say you have while reading a book. Someone who's not done before. While reading a book. Okay. While reading a book. Meeta ji.
Sorry. मैं किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते कॉफी बनाई.
Again, one more time.
मैं किताब पढ़ते हुए मैंने किताब पढ़ते हुए कॉफी बनाई.
Okay, मैंने किताब पढ़ते हुए और मैंने किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते either way. मैंने किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते कॉफी बनाई. Okay. Once again, it might not come right now, but once 2-3 weeks are passed, the question will naturally, when you forget all the grammars, naturally question will come. Why am I, it's a verb while reading. Okay. So why I conjugated it this way. Okay. What will be your answer to that, Meeta ji?
Because although it's a verb, it's being used as an adverb.
That's right. It's a verb that is being used as an adverb. That's why what I did was I used this as an imperfective participle, and masculine singular. I created an oblique case out of it, which is पढ़ते पढ़ते. Okay, or पढ़ते हुए. Okay, and that's absolutely right. Okay, used as an adverb. Next one is like मैंने while talking on the phone. while talking on a phone. Let's see who's not. Sheilaji, why don't you do this one? While talking on a phone.
Phone back karte.
On
Oh, pardon.
phone.
Phone me.
Phone.
Phone me.
On the room.
I think you're breaking up. Phone par?
Yeah. Phone पर और phone पे. Phone पे बात करते करते.
Sorry if my end's not clear.
No, it's good. You know, I think it's on. Yours is correct. I think I couldn't hear whether you were saying pay or may, but it's
I said per to begin with, yeah.
either way is fine. Per or pay, either way is fine. Yeah, phone पे बात करते करते. Awesome. मैंने while waiting. While waiting. Let's see. While waiting. Sunita ji, you want to do this one? While waiting.
मैंने इंतज़ार
Yeah.
करते करते
Very good. मैंने इंतजार
कॉफी बनाई.
Very good. मैंने इंतजार करते करते कॉफी बनाई. Okay. Okay. We'll do Jackie ji. Use this one. मैंने while checking emails. And you just make a verb out of it while checking email because there is no verb for it, right?
Emailed. Check. करते हुए.
Yeah. Email check करते हुए और करते करते. Either way is fine.
Coffee बनाई.
मैंने email check करते हुए. And then literally the Indian newspaper will write it like this. Check. Right, so check, right? So don't feel bad, right? That's how they'll write it while checking email. So मैंने email check करते करते coffee बनाई. So the homework exercise for all of you here is, if you can notice it, we kept the main sentence as it is, coffee बनाई, okay? And we just kept changing, you know, the action that is done in parallel. I want you to reverse it out as a homework exercise, or even in the practice session, if you guys were to meet, change this part. Okay, उसने किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते you know bus ride ली or train ride ली. Okay, so try to change the this one. Instead of coffee बनाई, try to change the sentence and then practice around it. It will sort of like challenge you a little bit more, but it will be very useful. Okay, we'll do one more. Yes.
Is it always going to be conjugated in like a plural form, like karte or dekte? It's never going to be like the single feminine, like karte hui or. Okay.
When it is, very good question. When it is used in an adverb, it's always a and then hue. Okay, that's a masculine singular, like, you know, like chal. Like if you were to use an adjective, it's chalta hua ladka, chalte hue ladke, chalti hui ladki, chalti hui ladkiyan. But when it is used as an adverb, when you're describing the manner or the condition it is being done, it's always like, you can think of it as like masculine plural, you know, form, or singular form that is used in the oblique case. So that's why it's dekhte, a, and then hue.
So when it's describing a verb, it's always in the dekte karte form. But if it's only describing like a noun, it can be in the feminine, like.
That's right.
Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Now, slightly more harder examples, and okay, let's see this one, and then this is used by one of the author. While watching TV, I was doing the ironing. Delia?
Can I ask a question before we move on?
Yes, no, I'm still on this topic, so I'm just going to do some more advanced exercises.
Oh, okay. I had a question now. They're calling it the masculine singular, oblique, right? Usually when I see hey, like dekte, that's plural.
It's because
not plural because it's oblique. Usually when I see the verb ending in a te, it's usually plural.
So for which part is plural? Like मैंने बोलते हुए कॉफी बनाई. Which part is?
Bolte. When you see bolte there, hey is usually plural. You know, if I were saying we are speaking, I'd say may bolte hain.
हम बोलते हैं.
Hum, I mean hum bolte hain. But here the bolte is singular, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
So that's the same thing. Is like you can I don't know, but for example, you have ladka, singular. When you say ladke ke paas, so you can say ladke is plural, but it is used in oblique case because it is followed by ke paas.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So in this case, it's not really the bolte is hum bolte hain is a plural in that sense. It's really the the singular which is being used as an oblique case. That's why it may appear as a plural, but it is not.
Okay, I got it. I was just used to seeing the te there as the plural, and then they were calling it masculine singular. I was a little confused. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Delacy, we have this one. While watching TV, I was doing the ironing, like the iron the clothes, basically.
Ironing is इस्त्री करना?
Yes.
Okay, okay. मैंने टीवी देखते हुए कपड़े इस्त्री की.
Okay, I was doing, so they want to use it as a present, a past continuous.
मैंने इस्त्री किए. No. मैंने टीवी देखते हुए इस्त्री किए.
Okay, I was doing.
कपड़े इस्त्री किए.
Yeah. Okay, correct. I think in this case, what they did was देखते देखते स्त्री कर रहा था. They wanted to do both. The main sentence was happening in past continuous. So they would, if they were to say it, I was doing the ironing. मैं स्त्री कर रहा था और कर रही थी. Okay, and then just added the thing. Okay, these are hard. Okay, and I'm not writing it down. That's why it can be. Okay, next one, you have to listen it out. Okay, and this is again slightly harder. Nandini ji, while repairing the car, the mechanic went on singing. Okay.
Whoa.
So listen to it again.
While repairing the car.
So the base sentence
went
is the base sentence is the mechanic went on singing.
Yeah.
That's your base sentence, and you're adding while repairing the car.
गाड़ी ठीक करते हुए mechanic, but went on, so that is रहना, is it? I don't know what to say. Kept on. गाना गाते रही, something like that. I don't know.
गाना गाता रहा. Okay.
गाता रहा.
गाड़ी.
I made it a girl. Yeah. गाता रहा.
Right. Girl is गाती रही, but you're touching it right thing, right? I mean you गाड़ी ठीक
करते और ठीक करते हुए, गाड़ी ठीक करते हुए, मैकेनिक गाना गाता रहा.
There you go. Okay, mechanic गाना गाता रहा. Okay. Beginner for some folks.
What was the word for repair? Can you say gadi ki what karte?
ठीक करना.
Oh, ठीक. Okay.
To make it okay.
ठीक करना is to fix. Or if you want to use the more formal one, you can use मरम्मत करना.
Yeah, that's what I was using. Okay.
So मरम्मत करना. If you want to use this, you can use that also. मरम्मत करना. Yeah, to repair. To repair. Okay, मरम्मत करना. To repair. Okay. Okay. So now next one, hear me out. While learning Hindi, we have plenty of laughs too. And these are really from the book actually. While learning Hindi, we have plenty of laughs too. While learning Hindi, Anita ji?
हम हिंदी सीखते हुए बहुत सारे हास्ते भी है हमारे पास बहुत सारे हास्ते भी है.
Okay, okay. So I think they want to use to in this case, हम while Hindi सीखते सीखते the way it's again they want to use the word हंसी मजाक. हंसी मजाक. Anybody can tell what is हंसी मजाक is?
Like fun, हंसी मजाक is.
Yeah.
Laughing fun?
Yeah, we have basically the yeah, so they want to use this word हंसी मजाक. हम बहुत हंसी मजाक करते हैं.
हाँ
Okay.
करते.
Right. So yes, one more time, Anita ji.
तो हिंदी सीखते हुए हम बहुत हंसी मजाक करते हैं.
Here we go. हिंदी सीखते हुए हम बहुत हंसी मजाक करते हैं. Okay. Any questions, anyone, for this particular case where the actions run in parallel to the main verb? We didn't do it in the previous class. We just touched upon this one. So hopefully it's, yeah, I think that's a good one. You want to mention that also, Nandini ji? To speak, say, bolna versus
I think you speak with somebody or you tell to someone.
Yeah.
That's how it be translated in Hindi, I think. So bolna goes with say, kisi se bolna, and kisi ko batana. That's the code that JDG was referring to. Now I get what his question was. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Baat karna versus bolna.
Yeah.
Dhanyavad.
Awesome. All right. Any questions on this one before we move on to the next one? All right. We'll do the next one. If it kind of you have questions later on, also feel free to bring it up. So now again, we're still on the journey. The next use case where still it is being used as an adverb. Okay, which is basically to describe passage of time. You want to describe passage of time, since the current situation, passage of time since the current situation or event has begun. Okay, has begun. Okay, so now you want to say it as like this. You want to say the base sentence here is that I'm gonna say something like it's been, or you want to say something like I have been learning Hindi. I've been learning Hindi for, let's say, 20 years. Okay, so passage of time since the event has begun. I just made it up. Okay, whenever you have, or we've been living here for, or since 1982. Okay, so you have an amount of time that has passed since the thing has started or begun. Whenever you have something like this, you have a base sentence that you will write. Okay, but learning Hindi, it's basically an adverb there. Okay, I've been living here, so been living there, that part is basically your adverb there. हिंदी सीखते हुए, यहाँ रहते हुए, okay, इंतजार करते हुए, okay, ट्रेन का इंतजार करते हुए 10 घंटे हो गए हैं. Okay, so सो इंतजार करते हुए, योगा करते करते, ओके, और किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते, और सोचते सोचते, okay, a passage of time has passed. Okay, so we'll break it down. Okay, so I've been living here or learning Hindi for 20 years. So let's do the first part first. The, let's say you have मुझे 10 साल हो गए हैं. मुझे 10 साल हो गए हैं. This is your मुझे 10 साल हो गए. This is your base sentence. What does it mean? मुझे 10 साल हो गए हैं. Verb here is होना and used with हो गए हैं. Who would like to describe this one first? मुझे 10 साल हो गए हैं. You're not done. Yeah.
Happened to me for 10 years.
Okay. Anyone else?
10 years have gone by.
Yes. Or it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. Okay, it's been 10 years. Okay, I think that what bothers people is like, why mujhe? Okay, but it's okay. We will come back to that also. Let's say your base sentence is मुझे 10 साल हो गए हैं. Right? Now you want to say, this part, use an adjective मुझे, and what you would say is मुझे हिंदी सीखते हुए 10 साल हो गए हैं. ओके, और मुझे यहाँ रहते हुए, रहना is to stay, रहते हुए. Okay, I've been staying here, or I've been living here for the past, let's say 20 years. It's been 20 years since I've been living here. मुझे यहाँ रहते हुए. Okay, और मुझे, let's say you want to say मुझे जिम जाते हुए, और मुझे योगा करते हुए, और योगा करते करते 10 साल हो गए हैं. So passage of time since this current situation or practice or activity has begun. Okay, I'm gonna erase it. I'm gonna first give more examples so you have some sort of a pattern before we kind of take questions or look at some. Yes, Nandini ji.
Sorry, I was just thinking before you wrote the sentence, it's completely wrong. मैं 20 साल से हिंदी सीख रही हूँ. That was my thinking, but it's obviously not right.
So that's correct also. 20 साल से सीख रहे. That's also correct.
Oh, that's since. It's not. Yeah. It's not have been. It's been for since.
You can say मैं 20 साल से योगा कर रहा हूँ. It's absolutely correct.
Okay, it conveys the meaning, but it's not what you've written. Sorry, I get it
That's
now.
right.
It's not have been. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Right. So you can say it both ways though. Yeah. Now you have kitab. You want to say something like this for kitab padhna. Who would like to take a chance? You want to say something like some amount of time has gone by since you've been reading the book. Sharmila ji?
तो मुझे किताब पढ़ते हुए 2 हफ्ते हो गया.
मुझे किताब पढ़ते हुए और किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं. ओके, मुझे किताब पढ़ते हुए 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं. ओके, awesome. Anyone has any question for Sharmila ji?
The action has to be continuing. It can't be finished action. Yeah.
That is correct.
You have to have the gaye hai. You can't say ho gaya with this construction.
Which one?
मुझे किताब पढ़ते हुए 2 हफ्ते हो गए. You can't stop with that. You can't say it had been. No, it has to be gaye hai. Like it's a continuing action.
Yes, I mean,
I have been reading. That's what you're saying.
That's right. Yeah, I have been. That's right. मुझे किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं. Yeah, this is correct.
But if you take the hair away, what does it mean then? Does it still work or doesn't?
If you remove the hand, मुझे किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते 2 हफ्ते हो गए. So, I mean, again, grammatically it is correct, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong in that. मुझे
Okay.
2
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hand is just basically you are specifically saying that, it's in the present situation, basically. Even if you don't write hand, it's gonna still say the same thing. मुझे किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते 2 हफ्ते हो गए, but you've not finished yet.
So Ashuji, this is being used as an adverb?
This part is used as an adverb. किताब पढ़ते हुए. This part. मुझे 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं. Your main thing is this part is still a verb.
Yeah.
This is still a verb conjugation. This piece is used as an adverb.
And what is it modifying? What is it?
Yeah, so that's the thing. It doesn't directly mention what you're modifying, but it's basically describing this verb. It's not really modifying, but it's just giving quality or shade to this one that, amount of time has gone by since you are doing this activity.
Okay. Okay. So it's
Yeah.
it's an adverb that is describing that verb.
That's right. So
Okay.
it's not necessarily the laughingly or smilingly. It's a little bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Right? It's not even circumstances like while watching TV, like in a manner. It's not even describing the manner. It's basically just saying that it has a passage of time or it has gone by since thing is, so if you step back, then you can somehow relate to it. But you are absolutely right. It will throw you off when you look at it like, what is that verb? It is not really modifying the verb. Right? Sharanji?
Because we're saying in English, it's been 2 weeks since I've been reading this book. I keep wanting to go with the time element first. Can that be reversed? Can you say the do hafte ho gaye hai before the kitab padhte hue?
Yeah. So, मुझे 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते. You can say that. You can. So the thing is, like, when you're talking about adjectives, the adjective precedes the your noun, but the adverb piece, it's flexible. You can change it. You can put it here. 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं मुझे किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते. You can put it here. मुझे 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते. Okay? And then third one, you already have it. मुझे किताब पढ़ते पढ़ते 2 हफ्ते हो गए हैं. So it is a little bit more flexible when it is used as an adverb. If that makes sense.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna write it down just so that, because I think since you mentioned about the word order and we are right on time, but I'm gonna still write it down. So imagine, and this is the example used by the author also. मैंने घर जाते हुए उस लड़के को देखा. Okay, what does it mean? मैंने घर जाते हुए उस लड़के को देखा.
While going home, I saw that boy.
Okay.
I always have a problem as who was going home, who saw.
Yeah.
Maine ghar jate hai. So I think I was the one. While I was going home, I saw that boy. That's how I read this.
Okay. मैंने घर जाते हुए उस लड़के को देखा. Okay. I saw the boy while who was going home? You or the boy?
That's the problem. I think I was going home. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. So मैंने घर जाते हुए. So this.
मैंने घर जाते हुए लड़के को देखा. That also is the same. मैंने लड़के को देखा जब वो घर जा रहा था. Then it's the boy who's clearly going.
Right. So this one is, as you mentioned, it can be ambiguous, but मैंने घर जाते हुए लड़के को देखा. So I saw the boy. मैंने लड़के को देखा. I saw the boy. घर जाते हुए, while I was going home. Okay. You can change it to this also, the word order that Sharon ji was saying. Can I change the order? Can I put this, the adverbial phrase in the beginning, which is घर जाते हुए, comma, मैंने लड़के को देखा. घर जाते हुए मैंने लड़के को देखा. I saw the boy. In which circumstances? घर जाते हुए, while I was going to home. In both of these sentences, who is going to home? I. Okay. मैंने घर जाते हुए लड़के को देखा. And here also घर जाते हुए मैंने लड़के को देखा. Okay. Let's say I'm not going home, but the boy is going home, and I saw him. Okay. You can make it easier by saying मैंने उस लड़के को घर जाते हुए देखा. I saw the boy while he was going to home. उस लड़के को. So if you notice it, घर जाते हुए is coming after the object. उस लड़के को. Okay, so when it is coming after the object, it is related with this one. Like I saw the boy while he was going to home. In the first two sentences, it's I who is going to home. In the third one is basically it's coming after the object. Yeah. So we didn't spend too much time on it, but I would say read it a few times. These three sentences. Try to make at least one more sort of similar sentence, like which is basically cooking. Right? You saw someone while they were cooking. Okay, or while you were cooking, you saw someone. Make up something like that, and then see yourself what is happening. When you are cooking, you saw someone versus you saw them cooking. How do you sort of differentiate that? So for this particular case, that's the homework basically, to come up with a scenario where you were doing an action and you saw someone, or you saw someone when they were performing an action. Yeah.
Sorry, Ashuji, I have a question, please.
Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
If I say, घर जाते हुए लड़के को मैंने देखा, then if I put the comma after घर जाते हुए लड़के को, comma, मैंने देखा.
So you will using it as this one, घर जाते हुए लड़के को मैंने देखा.
That means the boy was going, no?
That's right. Exactly. घर जाते हुए लड़के को. So again,
लड़के को मैंने देखा. So I saw, but who did I see? The guy who was going home, the boy who was going home.
So you're writing this sentence in this manner.
Yes.
घर जाते हुए लड़के को मैंने देखा. That's what you're saying, which is basically the boy is going home and you saw him.
In the third one, it still looks ambiguous. मैंने उस लड़के को
घर जाते हुए देखा. Yeah, that's right.
That one in this, who is going? Who is घर जाते हुए is who? उस लड़का.
Ladka is going home, and it's how you take a note of it, because घर जाते हुए is coming after the object. उस लड़के को घर जाते हुए देखा. Okay. Why it's confusing? Because Hindi speakers, when they're talking it, they don't follow the rule. So they can still say this thing, but they meant like that they are going home.
Okay.
But if you purely go by the grammar, it's basically object is following, or no, object is preceding this one. Basically, it's coming before. So it's related with this.
Okay, thank you, Ashuji.
Yeah, of course. Right. I know we are on time. I'm going to stop. Before I stop the broadcast, Kelly ji, you want to talk anything about the practice sessions? In the beginning, we had, already mentioned about, starting the Patrick ji mentioned about starting the practice sessions, one of the practice sessions, but anything else you want to cover?
I just said right now we're going to take some time for people who have questions about Discord, anything at all, from getting on to just what do you need to know. So after you stop the broadcast, I'll post the thing about the info about HU, and then we can do that.
Okay, all right. So for folks who are watching on Facebook, thank you so much for joining. If you're interested in, the join the HU classes, as I mentioned, you can. I'm going to share quickly. You can join us using this WhatsApp HU group, and then that way we will sort of onboard you into the Discord and other channels. Okay, you can just scan it, or you can click on this link. Either way is fine. Right? Thank you.
Asi G, I had one brief announcement, if I could.